talk now about the weekly accomplishment sheets. And this is a really important thing to be able to do consistently. We talked about earlier how you need to be able to track your income, and that is for certain. You definitely want to do that. These are really not as intimidating as they look. I'm going to tell you a couple methods you can use and a couple places that you can find the tools that you need. The first part of that, the methods that you can use, you can do these by hand. You can do them online on the Mary Kay in Touch website. And the third way is you can do it on Excel and then keep it on your computer. What I recommend in the beginning is to do it by hand and then to fill it into your Mary Kay in Touch website. And I'm going to explain how to do that. The Excel part of it, if you are Excel savvy and you'd really like to learn about it, just let me know and then I can help you with that. And you can find information on the Top Bananas website if you'd like to use the Excel tracker. But for now, it really is just easiest if you just use the paper tracker. Places that you can find the paper copy of this. There are also 3 of those. One is you can get it on Mary Kay in Touch under the Education tab, under Business Basics, Business and Office Management. You can go in there. On the left menu, you'll see there's one link that says Weekly Accomplishment Sheet. You click on there and you can print those out. The second place that you can get it is when you place a product order. If you go under Section 2, you can find the business supplies, I think it is, and under there you'll see Weekly Accomplishment Sheets. And they'll send it to you in a pack of them, and you just peel one off for each week, and it'll last you. It's a pretty decent sized pack, and they're very inexpensive, so you can order them from there. The third place that you'll be able to find it is a slightly different version of the Weekly Accomplishment Sheet, and that is on the Top Bananas website under the Training Center, under Business Basics. Business Management. When you click on Business Management, you'll see a link that just says Weekly Accomplishment Sheets. Click on there. When you open it up, you will see a section that shows you the version you can fill out by hand and a section that shows you the Excel version. So for now, just focus on the ones that are by hand. This is what you will see there. You will see one version that shows you the instructions of how to use this, a second version that shows you an example of how to use this, and then a third one that is the blank copy for you to use on a weekly basis. Now you can just go and teach yourself this, and I really feel that these instructions are self-explanatory, but I am going to review this just to cover some common questions that I get. So if you want to follow along with me, this is a little bit of a different version than the one on Mary Kay in Touch because it was created by Connie Russo, and she's very good at creating systems that make life a little easier for consultants. So I do like this version of the sheet. Now if you take a look here, date and time is very self-explanatory. The name here, that would be if you have a party, you would just put the hostess's name. If it was a facial, you would just put one person's name, and then you just have one row that shows you all the totals from that party or facial. The next one is time spent in hours. That could be just your time at the party, or you can track it, your prep time, your travel time, and your time at the party. Or if you did a reorder, how long did you spend on the phone? Whatever you decide to track, just do it consistently, and then you'll know exactly what that means. The next column, this is number of calls made or faces seen, and that includes your hostesses. Now, I don't track how many calls I've made, but I track that separately, just not on my weekly accomplishment sheet. I do track how many faces that I do, though, because I think that that's really what drives our business more than anything. So track those, and that way we'll know your average per face sales. So just put that in that column. The next column is number of bookings, self-explanatory. Number of orders. The number of orders would be, even if you had outside orders, you count those too at a party. Next column is number of bookings, again self-explanatory, but make sure they have a time and a date attached to them or it's not considered a booking. The next column is number of basics sold. I consider a basic to be anything that is good skincare that includes a cleanser and moisturizer. So that could be a Velocity set, it could be a classic basic, a men's soap with a moisturizer, it could be a miracle set, it could be a basic skincare set from the TimeWise system. Whatever it is, I still call it a basic. It doesn't have to include foundation in my book. Some people, they want to care for their skin, but they don't want foundation. Or like a man, for example, isn't going to use foundation. And if I sell Velocity to a teenager who doesn't really need foundation, I still consider all of those basics. And she might come around. When you treat her well enough, she might eventually decide to try your foundation, give up the one that she has, or come around and actually wear it, or whatever. That's your basic column. The next 3 columns are all grouped together, and that is your sales less tax. What that means is that's the retail value of the product that went off of your shelf. That's the only way that I can think to really explain that accurately. if I was to go to a party and, $500 worth of product went into the hands of all those people there, I might have only actually received $450 because some of that was hostess credit, and maybe some of that was, like maybe I gave discounts on some of the sets to some people. So it doesn't matter. All of those little things don't matter. What matters is the value of the products that went out of your car into their hands, or the value of the product that you would have to order from the company if you didn't have inventory on hand. So just keep that in mind, and I think that will answer that question for you. So that would be separated into skincare class, facial, or customer reorders, miscellaneous, on the go, those type of orders. That's what's going in your sales less tax. Again, we don't include the tax. That's important. I'm going to skip over this next one to the sales tax column, and that's where you'll put the full value of the tax you should have received. So if you sold $100 worth of product, then what is that? $6 would be the percentage if you're in 6% tax bracket, wherever you are in the area. If you have 6%, then $6 would go into that column for sales tax. It doesn't matter if you didn't actually collect that for whatever reason, it still goes there. So let's say, for example, you gave a gift to someone of satin hands, and it's over here in this reorders section. You gave them a gift and you put $30 in there because that's the retail value that left your shelf. The sales tax would still be, if you're in the 6%, your sales tax is going to be $1.80. But how you track that you didn't actually recover that tax is over here in the non-recovered sales tax area. So you would write it in sales tax, $1.80, and then in the non-recovered sales tax, this far column to the right, that is where you'd also write $1.80. So we can see it didn't actually come in as money to your business. Now you're asking yourself, okay, I'm reporting this as retail sales, but if it's a gift, I didn't make any money. That's absolutely right. So where you would then go is to these two columns here, Section 2 giveaway and Section 1 giveaway. Section 2 is anything that we aren't allowed to mark up. So, if you ordered out of the Section 2 part of the inventory order form, then you know that it's Section 2. If it, for instance, a hostess magnifying mirror or some kind of a tote or, preferred customer gift, all of those things go under Section 2. Now, when we're talking about giving away a full-size satin hands, that's Section 1. So since it was $30 over here that we should have brought into our business, but we just gave it away, we're actually taking that same $30 and putting it over here under the Section 1 giveaway. So that's this next to last column. So I hope that makes sense. You put in there the full retail value of the Section 1 that you gave away. And it kind of all comes out in the wash down here, and I'll explain that in the next video, how that all works out. But I'll just give you another example of this. If you had done a skincare class and at the end you totaled it all up and the amount of product that went off your shelf was $500, that's going to go in your skincare class section. But you gave your hostess, say, $50 in free product, you also are going to put that over here under the Section 1 giveaway. Okay, make sure it's Section 1, the full retail value, so $50 is going to go right under here. Or if you had a person who did a reorder and it was over $40, you gave them a preferred customer gift, you're going to put their reorder value of $40 here, or whatever it is, and then over here the sales tax will be with the sales tax on the $40. Over in this next column where it says Section 2 giveaway, you're going to put the cost of that preferred customer gift plus tax, because if it's Section 2, we need to recover our tax on that. And that would mean, in most customer gifts are $4, so you would pay $4 plus tax, so $4.24 is going to go in this column with that reorder gift. I hope that that all makes sense. The other column I didn't cover is this one right here, which is dovetail income and expense. And so that's if you would dovetail a class to someone, that means you couldn't hold the class, you gave it to her, she went and sold product, you should get 15% of the sales from her, and then you would record it here by putting the hostess name and then the name of the consultant that you dovetailed it to over in this column, and then over here in the dovetail you would put the amount that you were paid, regardless of, you don't have to fill out anything else on these columns, so that's it. And in the next one we're going to talk about where these numbers go and what you do with them.